set.
Okay, welcome everyone. The date is Thursday, September 11th, 2025. The time is 1:10 p.m. My name is Amy Croto, Senior Natural Resource Officer and Hearing Officer assigned to this hearing today. We are here for a dog hearing. I have the notice dated August 14th, 2025, sent to a Mr. Peter Nichols, 10 Berkshire Trail, West Barnstable, Mass. 02668. Dear Mr. Nichols, I've scheduled a hearing under the provisions of Chapter 140, Section 157 of the Mass General Laws on Thursday, September 11th, 2025 at 1 p.m. based on a complaint receiving regarding dogs harbored by you. The complaint states that the dogs are dangerous, which is in violation of the Town of Barnstable Dog Regulations, specifically Chapter 403-17. The hearing will take place at Town Hall, 367 Main Street, Hyannis, Mass. In the Selectmen's Conference Room on the second floor. You'll be given every opportunity to be heard at this time. I request that you make every effort to attend this hearing. Sincerely, Mark SL's Town Manager. I might also have here from the 6th of August, the complaint, after first being duly sworn in, stating the dogs owned by Peter Nichols and residing or being kept at 10 Berkshire Trails, West Barnstable, are vicious, dangerous, being described as dog 1, white color, dog 2, brindle color. Noted it happened so fast I didn't complete the ID to breed. Tags unknown. After the fact, it was figured out, added in that we have, is it Maverick, a bulldog mix, 2025 dog license 2737, and Maisie, a hound mix, 2025 tag 2736. Statement of facts around 6:40 a.m. on 7/29/25. I was walking my leashed dog on Berkshire Trails in front of house number 125 when the dog owner walking 2 dogs on leash on the other side of the street must have lost control of the dogs. He must have let go of the leash and the white dog attacked my dog, biting my dog's leg multiple times and then latched onto his neck and would not let go. I was in a panic and tried to get the white dog off my dog's neck while holding on to my dog's leash. At that point, dog number 2 bit the back of my right thigh. Homeowner of 125 Berkshire came to help me and hit the white dog multiple times with a board until he let go of the dog's neck. My husband was called. He called BPD, Barnstable Police Department. EMTs came, triaged me, dressed my wound. BPD arrived and later animal control. The EMTs wanted me to seek medical attention. I went to the hospital for treatment and my husband took the dog to the vet. So, anyone planning on providing verbal testimony, please raise your right hand. In case you do, we should just swear you in just in case, yeah. Do you solemnly swear the evidence you're about to give in this matter is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
I do.
Okay. So, Mrs. Barrett, is there anything that you'd like to add about your statement of facts from that day? Like, can you kind of run through for me what exactly happened?
Yeah, so I was walking my dog, 6:30, 6:45, came down Berkshire, saw Mr. Nichols approaching with his 2 dogs. They were barking. I had seen him times in the past and he had always kind of turned around and gone the other direction. I was just thinking they were barking. He came toward us. I wasn't really looking. I was just walking by and all of a sudden the dogs were biting my dog. So they were like, they were kind of like moving around really fast and the dog latched onto my dog's neck and wouldn't let go. So thankfully the owner of the house came out and helped, and then finally the dog let go.
And this is the white dog?
Yes.
Okay. And which dog is the white dog?
Maisie.
Maisie, okay. And then you were bitten by the other dog, Maverick?
Yeah, well, the whole thing was happening. It was, my dog was screaming, I was screaming. the other dog, I think, obviously we're hitting Maisie, trying to get it to let go, and the other dog came around the side and bit me, which I didn't really know that, like, I didn't know it was bleeding, whatever. And then, then the guy who owned the house came out and his wife came out and they were able to get the dog to let go.
Okay. And what kind of dog do you have?
Chocolate lab.
And what is your chocolate lab's name?
Riley.
Is Riley male or female?
He's a female. He's a male.
Okay. If you don't have anything else you'd like to add, I can move on to John.
Joe, I'm a friend, but also an attorney, and he's for
Okay.
support, basically.
Sure.
Obviously, they've never gone through this before.
Okay.
So, more just for moral support, but I certainly can talk on behalf, and then Pete can chime in also.
Okay.
But I just briefly, first of all, I'm representing the family here, the Nichols family who lives in the neighborhood, your neighbors. And this was a horrific experience. In fact, of course, it's not in dispute, and they're beside themselves at what happened. I think you realize that, Mrs. Barrett, based on the phone calls and everything else, and checking in on you, see how you were doing. And I asked Pete, I said, well, what is the history of your dogs? What's going on here? And he said they've never shown this aggression before in their lives. That he was totally ill-prepared for what happened because he was dragged to the ground and suffered bruises, everything on his body, but that's neither here nor there. Nothing compared to what happened to Mrs. Barrett and her dog. We all are dog lovers, obviously. That's why they have two dogs. They've had dogs all their lives. So I asked Pete, does it have a history of aggression, these dogs? And he said, no, not at all. I said, get something from your vet. Does there any incidents prior to this? Yeah, nothing. So there is a letter from the vet, which I'd like to introduce, stating that these dogs are not known to be aggressive at all. What happened must have been a freak incident that something triggered these two dogs to go after Mrs. Barrett's dog. We don't know that, but in any event, the Nichols family is completely apologetic for what happened. They've taken steps. Pete is no longer walking the dogs in the neighborhood at all. He takes them to a remote area, I don't know, dog park or something.
Not even. Just
but if you want to see that, Mrs. Barrett, okay, so.
You want that entered into the record?
Yes, please.
Okay.
But, we're here today because obviously they're concerned about what happened, but they're also concerned about, their dogs and their welfare and to represent that they've taken steps to ameliorate and prevent this from ever happening again. And basically we'd like, obviously the dogs have been quarantined, they're all vaccinated with rabies, everything else. They would like this to go away, obviously, but at the same time, they are fully aware of the damages done to Mrs. Barrett, and they're willing to obviously compensate her for any types of damages, whether it's the dog bills, the vet bills, the personal injuries, or whatever that may be, but
That's handled completely
Yeah, we know
separately
that.
from here. Yeah,
We know that.
the purpose of dog hearings specific to this situation is to determine if Maisie and Maverick are considered dangerous dogs. And then recommendations from that are steps that the town manager would put in place to ensure that that type of thing doesn't happen again. Not walking them in the neighborhood may not always work for you, so it could be something as simple as when they're outside of your dwelling and you're walking them on leash, they also have to be muzzled because a muzzled dog can't bite. The reality is that in situations like this, the town manager isn't going to require that a dog be exiled or that a dog be euthanized. It's corrective behaviors that just ensure that whatever it is that triggered them, should it happen again, doesn't result in what happened back in July.
And the family is amenable to that. They're receptive to any suggestions.
Corrective suggestions. Sure.
They're doing their best to take that before today's hearing, but.
Yeah,
And I have an enclosed backyard as well.
okay,
So, yes.
okay. Charlie? Senior Animal Control Officer?
A note that the hearing notice was delivered by Officer Sherman. I responded on the day of the incident, along with Barnstable Police Department. They filed a report that indicates the incident is captioned on their 41 camera. Summary, it just says, on arrival, the victim was identified as Catherine Barrett, was sitting in a chair being treated by the West Barnstable Fire Department for a wound to the right leg. Third party reported that both Barrett and the dog Raleigh had been bit. He asked who the other owner was, and it's identified as Peter Nichols. He requested what had happened, and as explained, the walking and during my investigation primarily found the same facts, that they were walking on opposite sides of the streets, something triggered, dog, bolted, and Mr. Nichols was not able to hold on to the dog, and during the altercation, the other dog let go to try to get the other one off, and the result was that I issued a quarantine order, and I would note that all the dogs were properly licensed and vaccinated at the time of the incident, and that the quarantine ended successful. No opportunities or suggestions of rabies.
So just noting from VCA Hyannis Animal Hospital, Caitlin Zellman, who's the vet, certified animals described above have been inspected by me regularly and were found to be free of contagious diseases at their most recent visits. They've been well cared for and had regular veterinary care throughout my relationship with them, which started in 2021 for both dogs. Throughout their visits to our hospital, there have been no incidents of aggression towards people or dogs to my knowledge. Additionally, the owners have been proactive in procuring treatment and training options for the dogs throughout my relationship with them. Do we have any history on these dogs outside
No
of this incident? Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Mrs. Barrett?
No, I mean, I just don't want this to happen to someone else.
Of course, yep, understood. Anything else that you guys would like to add?
I mean,
I don't think so. I'm just willing to, do what needs to be done to.
Make sure it doesn't happen
Doesn't
again.
happen, and she
Sure.
feels safe, then neighbors feel safe.
Yeah, of
Like
course.
I said, this is never, to be here is just like, it's,
Jarring,
yeah, to me, yeah, so.
understandable.
So this will never happen again under my watch.
Okay,
Things don't happen twice, bad things.
great. Anything that you'd like to add?
No, it's time.
Okay, so having heard all testimony, I think I have an understanding of what happened the day of the events. We have the police report. I'll close the hearing now at 1:25. And like I said, the notes from today will be forwarded to the town manager for his review. And then he'll determine, what would be necessary in a town manager order just to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
and what's the time frame?
It's usually no more than 10 business days, and if there is a town manager order, it gets delivered to you in hand, and then you get mailed a copy of it. All right?
All right.
Thank you guys for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thanks.